Today on Play to Win, the top game in college football takes place in SEC country today between the Tide and the Tigers. But is this truly an elimination game? Also, what's next for the Noles and have the Dogs regain their swagger? We answered these questions and more on the fastest 30 minutes in television, football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, find new roads. This is It Barbecue and Atlanta Peach Movers. Welcome to football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, player medical and injury reports with Dr. Sadiq Al-Amin, Falcons All-Pro wide receiver Terrence Mathis, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's hometown team report is being brought to you by Montlick & Associates. Our attorneys know what it takes to win.
And thank you to Montlick & Associates. Good morning, Atlanta, and happy game day. Welcome to another episode of Play to Win. Here with my friends, Chris Marler. You haven't been here in a couple of weeks. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back, guys. Good to be back.
We've missed you. Bob Whitfield, Terrence Mathis, and of course, Chuck Smith, all here to break down the big games today and tomorrow. Starting off immediately with the playoff poll that's just been released. A lot of rumblings online about this right now.
Real mad.
I mean, it's hard to argue Ohio State at the top. It's, the Buckeyes have dominated top to bottom. So any disagreements there? Anything
I thought
that's
Clemson
popping
at
out?
5 was pretty spot on. I know you did not, but no, I mean, it's hard to argue Ohio State and LSU, but LSU has those 3 top 10 wins, including one on the road. Would have thought they would have got a little bit more recognition for that.
Yeah, right now I like where it's at because to me, Penn State, I've watched them as far as competition. I believe Penn State can play with any of these teams when you look at where they are, especially with the defense. But I ain't got no problem with it. But it's early, y'all.
Yeah.
Everybody relax. For
It's the
God's
first
sake.
one.
Yeah.
It's the first one. You can't get too bent out of shape with it. But for me, the defending champions at number 5, I thought that was an insult.
Apparently, being a defending champion doesn't matter unless you're
Yeah.
Bama.
But this ain't last year. It's about who you played this year.
Right.
It's about who you played this year. So everybody keeps on looking at what Clemson did last year.
Yeah.
They're evaluating strength of schedule and what they see this year. And the strength of schedule for Clemson, it's just a bad deal when you play in the ACC.
It's hard
I was
to
going to say
facts,
that.
yeah.
I was going to say that. It's
know what I'm
the ACC. It's not their fault that they play in a
Yeah,
conference
but
that is lackluster.
Clemson might be the only undefeated team when the playoffs really show up. So
Yeah, I mean,
look
I
for
think
Clemson.
there's no team in the playoff rankings in the top 10 at least that has a better setup than Clemson. So I understand the
I
disrespect.
didn't realize Alabama had such a
Exactly.
How many top 25 wins has Bama had?
They have the same amount as Clemson, 1
Zero.
and 1.
Oh,
So,
they're
yeah.
1-1. Just kidding.
But I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, you're welcome. Power 5 wins?
So they have 7. Again, they have a lower strength of schedule than Alabama and everyone else in the top 8.
Okay.
We'll go off.
I know you're a Bama fan, so you're unable to.
Bama shouldn't be 3. I told
I
you
went to
that.
Georgia, so I'm just saying. I
This
thought
is
that it was a
fun
little
already.
Oh, you're a Bama fan.
disrespectful.
Georgia can find their way in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
can
what's it
find
going to
their
take for Georgia to crawl up? What needs to happen
They
here?
have to win out.
Yeah.
Definitely win out. And then what happens, the other teams play each other. Penn State plays Ohio State, Bama, LSU, so there's going to be a one-loss
Right.
team somewhere. So with that one loss, that's how the Georgia, no losses left for them.
They control their own destiny.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they honestly, there's no team in the country that could mess up everyone else's playoff plans more than Georgia. If they end up getting the SEC championship game, they beat Alabama or LSU, that's going to probably take out the Pac-12 champion, no offense.
Oh, yeah.
And if,
Yeah.
if I'm Georgia, I'm rooting for Alabama because they've been their nemesis, their kryptonite for the last 3 years or so, and I would like to play Alabama again just to get that monkey off my back.
Oh, we want Bama? That's where we're at. Anybody feel sorry for NC State?
Yeah, that's going to be a nightmare.
All right, guys, still to come. We'll talk UGA and discuss Lawrence Cager. Is he the most offensive, valuable weapon for the Dogs? But next, it's time to break down the huge LSU-Alabama matchup as we continue on football's Play to Win.
On or off the field, we all have rules to play by. But what happens after a serious car crash? When the insurance company won't play fair? At Montlick & Associates, we know injury law, and we know what it takes to win. After all, we've been winning in our field for over 35 years. If you've been injured, we're here to help. Simply dial #WIN from your cell phone for your free consultation. That's #946.
I love that one. I love it.
I love them.
It's easy to fall in love with a new Chevy.
I love this one too.
And this month is the perfect time to see why.
Wow. I love it.
That's my next truck. Find your reason to fall in love with a new Chevy and get a great deal all month long.
I love it.
I'm gonna go buy a Chevy.
Get 20% below MSRP on all 2019 Silverado double cab pickups. That's over $97.50 on this Silverado. Or during the Black Friday sales event, get 20% below MSRP on other select 2019 models.
We live with AT&T, and we are well past the honeymoon phase.
Occupado, Tom.
AT&T, what's this I hear about you advertising a 100% fiber network?
Only like a fraction of my customers can get that.
That's it?
You have such a glass half empty attitude.
The glass is more than half empty.
You need to relax, Tom.
Oh.
You need a little Tom time. You know, a little TT.
Stop living with AT&T. Switch to Xfinity today and ask about download speed up to 400 megabits per second or even faster up to 1 gig.
Take 33.
Pat, what's more exciting than cooking a great holiday meal?
Knowing that others are enjoying it, Telly, just like I do. Like this juicy turkey and these amazing sides.
Can't nobody do it like this is it. Wait a minute. We just talked about this. You eating again? Before we talk about the holiday packages? Son, that ain't even in the script.
This is it.
Place your holiday order at thisisitbbq.com for pickup or delivery. Heat and eat.
Today's SEC and ACC report is being brought to you by your Atlanta Nissan dealers.
Welcome back. I'm going to talk right off the bat about FSU Willie Taggart out after a 4-5 record, no road wins. Any thoughts on that?
I don't think there's, what else can you say?
Yeah.
He struggled there. This program is used to winning championships. He's out, so it's one of those things people say, well, what's going to happen next? No one knows. No one knows who they're going to hire. So, but I tell you this, they're going to go out and spend some money to try to get someone that they feel can help win a championship, just like they just did with Willie. So there are no guarantees when you go spending all this money on coaches. You just got to hope that, the team actually performs up to standard of what the coach brings in.
Yeah, maybe next time don't have like the whole motto for the team just be do something because they did nothing for the most part. Yeah, but also it sucks he got fired, but $17 million payday, so good for Willie.
Yeah, he went home with $20 million.
Right.
Fire me.
Yeah.
See you later, Willie.
Yeah, see.
So nobody's feeling sorry for Willie is where we're leaving this at.
Especially not Florida State fans.
But still.
He had his shot, though. Yeah. To me, he had his shot at a program that's, a storied program, and he didn't win. So now you got to, figure out maybe go to South Florida like Charlie Strong or somewhere like that.
Well, and the way he lost, too, I think that was even worse than him just not winning games. Right, exactly.
All right, well, let's throw it over now to our college football showdown of the week.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
All right, it's LSU, it's Bama, and it is quite the showdown. Let's hear from the head coaches right now on what they have to say on the big game.
You guys always ask me, what are you going to do different this week because you're playing the #1 team in the country. Well, every game that we play is an important game, especially when you're playing in the SEC, especially when you're playing in your division. And this is most certainly an important game. But if there was a better way to do it, we'd already be doing it.
I feel like our guys have been tested against Auburn, they've been tested against Florida. Obviously, they're going to be tested again this week. I do believe we have better depth on the defensive line. I think that our guys are equipped, and this is the best football team we've had going into this game.
I'm going to agree with Coach O there. The Tigers are definitely battle-tested.
Well, I tell you, battle-tested, they will be tested. Let me tell you what I believe is going to be one of the deciding factors in this game. Conditioning. You got two teams that throw the ball. Now, we heard Ed Orgeron talk about their defensive line and having depth. Alabama also has depth, so what's going to happen, guys, and young Nikki?
I'm one of the guys at this point.
But it's going to come down to conditioning because running to the ball is going to be a huge factor because both teams throw. So now whichever defensive line, from a conditioning standpoint, is the most productive and has the best rotation, that's the team I think is going to win. But I think it's going to be Bama. Scott Cochran, to me, the #1 training strength coach in America. I just believe there's no one that's trained better than Alabama. Sorry, Georgia. Sorry, LSU, even Tennessee. I just believe what Scott Cochran does. Hey, watch that. That is the winning edge conditioning, and it starts with something that's usually what we don't normally talk about.
You know what I got from the sound bites from Nick Saban was like, hey, guys, we've been there. We've done this. This is old hat. We used to this then. But from Orgeron, you know what I got? Alabama, you haven't played anybody. we're a better football team. That's what I got from the sound bites right there.
Hey, real quick, guys, I want each of you to pick the game. Just rapid fire. Start with you, Chris.
Bama's not battle tested. You're 100% right. One win this season against a Power 5 team with a winning record. I think LSU wins 34-31.
Oh, I can't put a score on it, but I like Alabama's offensive line. But if I had to choose, I'm going LSU.
Terrence?
I think I like Alabama's 4x100 relay team with those receivers. So I'm going to go with Alabama.
Bama.
Chuck's going Bama. Well, let's hear what Jeffrey has to say about the game.
We had the Georgia-Florida game last week, which was the big game of the year, and now there's a new big game of the year, LSU at Alabama. The last good team Alabama plays was Clemson in the championship game last year, and Clemson kicked the crap out of them. I don't think LSU will kick the crap out of them. I think Alabama learned from that. I think their defense is too good. I don't think LSU's defense is that good. I think Alabama's going to score a lot of points. Give the 6.5 points with the Crimson Tide.
All right, guys, when we come back, we've got our dog report, and of course, we're going to talk some Falcons and Saints. And if you like what you hear today, make sure you tune into our podcast now on iTunes, Football's Play to Win. We'll be back.
The 2019 Nissan Armada. Intelligence with an attitude.
Get a low $427 per month lease on the 2019 Armada.
In the mood for a taste of the old Southwest? Hardee's new Southwest Patty Melt comes with a hotter, juicier Black Angus thick burger, pickled jalapenos, melted pepper jack cheese, and zesty Santa Fe sauce. Yippee-ki-yay. Hardee's new Southwest Patty Melt.
Oh, I'm glad you found it.
Oh, we were just happy to get some time away.
You're the first couple to try our new bed and breakfast bundle. It's bed and breakfast in the same room. You wake up to the smell of coffee and bacon, made by a private chef, right there.
So we're sleeping in the kitchen.
Well, I'm sure you'll write it better than that for the review.
Stuck in a bad bundle? Get a great one. Bundle AT&T Fiber and DirecTV and get a $100 reward card. Limited availability may not be in your area. Call 1-877, only ATT.
This is Will preparing for takeoff. And this is a loving reminder from his wife.
Tray table.
This is Will finally depositing that expense check.
Seatbelt.
Oh, and this is Will paying his brother-in-law back with Zelle for their annual camping trip.
Seat back.
And this is Will finally relaxing for the long flight. This is your right here, right now bank. This is Wells Fargo.
Need help waking up, cowboy? Well, say good morning to Hardee's Southwest Omelet Biscuit and Burrito. With cheesy eggs, bacon, and just enough jalapenos to make you sit up in the saddle. Pick up either for just $3. Now at Hardee's.
Today's University of Georgia report is being brought to you by Beaver Toyota. We're here to wow you.
Welcome back. It's time for our dog report presented to you by Beaver Toyota. We got a game at night between the hedges, Mizzou at Georgia, and it looks like, I might be a little biased here, that Georgia's got their groove back. Do we think the nastiness is returned up front?
I do. I like what the offensive line and the defensive line has done for Georgia. So the nastiness has returned. Those guys are coming out there angry, fired up, and they're just trying to establish what they're going to do in the long run of the season.
Chris, you're headed there right now, right?
Yeah, we're going there a little bit later today. I mean, like what they're looking for, honestly, I think, is consistency. They looked really good against Florida last week. I don't think this game is going to be very close. Mizzou's terrible on the road. They're averaging 23 points less per game on the road. I think Georgia will be fine.
And Kelly Bryant's banged up right now.
Yeah, but it looks like Georgia found a receiver.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been talking about for the longest. Who's going to step up? I guess if when the head coach calls out the receiving group, somebody has to step up.
Well, I was just really impressed with Jake Fromm. No one's been more scrutinized in this state besides Matt Ryan and Jake Fromm. But I like that he showed when it's crunch time, he can make the throws. And I think he built a lot of confidence, not only in the team, but the fans. I think I like the way they're rallying around him, but he showed that he can really play.
When they're finally calling the plays for him to throw the ball downfield, which was missing a lot in the month of October.
Right.
So.
Is Lawrence Cager the most valuable player on offense for Georgia?
Not after one game.
Well, make a big deal
at the
about
end
it.
of the day, it's a long term. What is he going to do from here on out and hopefully into the playoffs?
I think most valuable on this offense, most valuable player to me is Jake Fromm. He's done a lot with a little. We're just talking about after how many games?
I don't know if he's done a lot with a little.
Again, that's not what I'm saying. At wide receiver, in this conference, this is a passing conference. This isn't a running conference because right now everybody's throwing the ball to set up the run. Everybody's spread out. So to me, Jake Fromm has done a lot with a little, let's just say, production and somewhat production at the positions that he has. All he's had is Swift in the big offensive line. So now, to me, Jake Fromm, he's done a lot, like I said, with a little production.
And look, people have not given him enough credit because that's a UGA team that lost their top 5 wide receivers from last year's team, and they replaced them with a lot of 5-star kids, but they're all freshmen. So it's a long learning curve.
All right, well, let's hear how Jeffrey the Ed Schechter picks the game.
Georgia won that big game last week against the Gators, and now they play Missouri. Hopefully they won't have a letdown. I don't like really playing games with 17 points, but I'm going to give the 17 with Georgia because I think they just run the ball down Missouri's throat and just effectively beat them and cover the 17. So go with the Dogs.
And that's what our experts have to say. Now it's time for you guys to be the expert and play our Ippolito's You Be the Expert contest. This season, be sure to visit our website, playingtowin.tv, and take a shot to be #1 against all the competition by picking this week's college and NFL winners against the spread. We'll be giving away Ippolito's $100 and $50 gift certificates to each week's first and second place winners. So make sure you come back every week and prove your football IQ by being the best at predicting this week's college and NFL games. Ippolito's, a great neighborhood Italian restaurant. And after the break, we switch gears to the NFL as the Falcons travel to New Orleans. And we ask the question, where do the Saints stack up in the NFL? Our experts weigh in coming up on Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by Montlick & Associates. Our attorneys know what it takes to win. Xfinity. And Beaver Toyota. We're here to wow you.
Okay, you're thinking if you buy a used car, you'll save money. Well, yes, but you'll also get guaranteed quality. Watch this. Every certified vehicle must pass a comprehensive 160-point quality assurance inspection. Only the best make it up front. Like this 17 certified Corolla, 0 down and only $149 a month. Or this 17 certified Tacoma, 0 down plus 1% financing. 7-year, 100,000-mile coverage, and you get to buy from a friend. Beaver Toyota of Cumming. We're here to wow you.
When your psoriasis is bad, it can be hard to see what's possible. But the possibilities become clear with Taltz, the first and only treatment of its kind offering a chance at 100% clear skin. With Taltz, up to 90% of those with moderate to severe psoriasis saw a significant improvement of their psoriasis plaques. Some even saw 100% clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. See the possibilities. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
We live with AT&T, and we are well past the honeymoon phase.
Occupado, Tom.
AT&T, what's this I hear about you advertising a 100% fiber network?
Only like a fraction of my customers can get that.
That's it?
You have such a glass half empty attitude.
The glass is more than half empty.
You need to relax, Tom.
Oh.
You need a little Tom time. You know, a little TT.
Stop living with AT&T. Switch to Xfinity today and ask about download speed up to 400 megabits per second or even faster up to 1 gig.
Come into Longhorn Steakhouse for steakhouse cuts. The mouth-watering New York strip, always popular Flo's filet, and the limited time 14-ounce Delmonico. That's how steak is done. Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Today's Atlanta Falcons report is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, find new roads.
And welcome to the Falcons report, brought to you by Georgia Drive Chevy. The Falcons headed into New Orleans. Falcons Saints, longtime rivalry. The Falcons are not in a good position right now to be taking on their biggest rival. Is there anybody that disagrees with that right there?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
What do you disagree with?
But, I mean, the right tackle of Falcons, McGarry versus Cam Jordan. That's where the matchup's going to be. And if Cam Jordan is slowed down, I think he can protect Schaub, and we can have a competitive game right there.
Where do the Saints stack up in the NFC right now?
Number 2. I think they're right behind San Francisco. I think the Saints, especially with Alvin Kamara coming back, I think especially with Drew Brees.
Alvin. He loves Alvin Kamara.
I love me some Alvin Kamara. I love me some. But I just think they're number 2. They got a great defense. They got weapons on offense. To me, San Fran, Saints number 2.
It's scary how good they've been even without Drew Brees and Kamara.
Well, we've been talking about the Falcons getting into division play, and here it is. They still have a chance, guys. I'm not giving up until Fat Lady sings.
Never give up.
Never give
No,
up.
you never give up. And the Falcons are playing the Saints twice in a short period of time.
I'm
so
gonna give up. Yeah, I was just
you're going to
like-
give up. Okay, well.
So, I mean, like, because you look at it, it's like they get behind so early. I think that's like the biggest problem because it's not like they're losing games late besides the Arizona game. Half of their points of the season average are being scored in the fourth quarter because they're behind by so many points late.
I'm excited to see the changes, what Dan Quinn's made changes. The team has got a chance to get away. Let's just see how the energy is coming back. Let's see some of the fixes and flaws they tried to work on.
All right, well, let's see how Jeffrey the Edge Schechter picks the game.
Well, Atlanta had a week off to adjust things, and maybe the defense can stop Drew Brees. No way. He'll have a great game, get himself back in midseason form, and New Orleans will kill the Falcons. Give the 12.5 with the Saints.
And when we come back, Dr. El-Amin checks in with his player injury report. Stay with us on Play to Win.
I love that one.
I love it.
I love it.
It's easy to fall in love with a new Chevy.
I love this one too.
And this month is the perfect time to see why.
Wow. I love it.
That's my next truck. Find your reason to fall in love with a new Chevy and get a great deal all month long.
I love it. I'm gonna go buy a Chevy.
Get 20% below MSRP on all 2019 Silverado double cab pickups. That's over $97.50 on this Silverado. Or during the Black Friday sales event, get 20% below MSRP on other select 2019 models.
Oh my God. Try the new Buffalo Chicken Burrito at Moe's today.
On or off the field, we all have rules to play by. But what happens after a serious car crash? When the insurance company won't play fair? At Montlick & Associates, we know injury law, and we know what it takes to win. After all, we've been winning in our field for over 35 years. If you've been injured, we're here to help. Simply dial #WIN from your cell phone for your free consultation. That's pound 946.
This is Will preparing for takeoff. And this is a loving reminder from his wife.
Tray table.
This is Will finally depositing that expense check.
Seatbelts.
Oh, and this is Will paying his brother-in-law back with Zelle for their annual camping trip.
Seat back.
And this is Will finally relaxing for the long flight. This is your right here, right now bank. This is Wells Fargo.
Oh my God. Try the new Buffalo Chicken Burrito at Moe's today.
Today's player, medical, and injury report is being brought to you by the Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute.
Welcome back. It's time to talk some player injuries with the one, the only, Dr. El-Amin, the man who knows all things injuries and the inner workings, and we need to know what is going on with Cam Newton.
That's right. As you know, Cam Newton this week went on IR, which is injury reserve. That means he's done for the season. As we talked last week, he has this really bad Liz Frank injury of his foot. And this type of injury is probably going to affect him for the rest of his career. So I'm surprised if we haven't seen the last of him, maybe.
Maybe that luck effect.
That could be. He could be
which
the
is an
Andrew Luck.
oxymoron,
That's
but
absolutely
you know what I
correct.
mean. It just seems like he's injured more and more often these
That's right. That's right. You just don't realize it. But this is a very serious injury for him. And now the people are starting to realize that why Cam Newton is not playing.
Speaking of career-changing injuries, what is happening with Mahomes?
As you know, Mahomes sustained that patella subluxation, dislocation of his kneecap.
Say that 3 times
I
fast.
know, and that's really concerning because he's only been out for 3 weeks. This is one of those injuries that typically need surgery or they're out at least 6 weeks. So if I was him, I would not play. This is a pretty serious injury for him, especially with him on his rookie contract and everything. You don't know how this could pan out.
I mean, if you're saying if you were him, you would not play, but he's gonna play.
He's going
right?
to play. He's going to play. They'll probably brace him, do what they need to do. But again, a dislocated patella is a very serious injury.
Whew.
It really is.
Another serious injury. Tua.
That's right.
The man
Tua.
with the name.
The name with the name. The name with the man. Now his second ankle surgery on the second ankle. Right. Last year he hurt his left ankle. I think this year he had surgery on his right ankle. And pretty much for most people who don't understand this injury, when the two bones that form the ankle separate, that's called a high ankle sprain. So they have this device called a tightrope that actually brings those two bones back together to hold them in place. So he last year got back in 4 weeks. They say he's going to be able to get back in 3 weeks this time because it's not that serious. So if he does get back, he will play. But the question is mobility. Will he be able to get around in the pocket? We don't know yet.
It's a high impact on the game for sure. So thank you so much, Dr. E, as always, for giving us the insight to all of these injuries. Guys, stay tuned. When we come back, we'll have Jeffrey's picks in the lightning round.
Athletes of all levels experience more wear and tear than most. Stop playing through the pain. Get the proper medical attention you need from Dr. Elamine and the staff at the Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute. Our team includes specialists in many fields offering compassionate care and advanced treatments that will get you back in the game. From weekend warriors to athletes of all levels, we've got your back and shoulder and ankle and knee. Call today for an appointment or visit theshouldernation.com.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they did, they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
Okay, you're thinking if you buy a used car, you'll save money. Well, yes, but you'll also get guaranteed quality. Watch this. Every certified vehicle must pass a comprehensive 160-point quality assurance inspection. Only the best make it up front. Like this 17 certified Corolla, 0 down and only $149 a month. Or this 17 certified Tacoma, 0 down plus 1% financing. 7-year, 100,000-mile coverage, and you get to buy from a friend. Beaver Toyota of Cumming, we're here to wow you.
Today's lightning round is being brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Come in today.
And the moment we've all been waiting for, the lightning round with Jeffrey the Edge Schechter's picks. Jeffrey, take us through them.
Boston College got a great running game. A.J. Dillon's probably the best running back in the country. He's got a guy named Bailey backing him up. Florida State is a disaster. So give the 2.5 with Boston College at home. Well, there's going to be two undefeated teams that are not going to be undefeated. The loser of the LSU-Alabama game and the loser of Penn State, Minnesota, and I think Baylor's going to join them. Take the 2.5 with TCU. And Chuck, I'm liking Tennessee. Originally, Kentucky was a favorite.
You're getting it right.
I'm getting it right.
That's right.
And I think Tennessee's going to cover the one at Kentucky. You got to give, in the pros, you got to give the Chiefs credit. Tennessee's a disappointment. The other Tennessee. Give 5.5 with the Chiefs. Green Bay must have been partying in Los Angeles last week because they didn't even look like they felt like playing football. I think they'll take it out on Carolina this week. Give the 5.5 there. And I'm still in Minnesota, man. I think Dallas, I don't know. That Giants hung around with them a little too long the other night. Take the 3 with Minnesota.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
the conversation
Jeffrey,
continues on our podcast on iTunes, Football's Play to Win. We hope you guys will tune in there. And, of course, we'll see you all next week. Thank you for joining us on another week of Football's Play to Win.
Today's show has been brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill, the Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute, and your Atlanta Nissan dealers.